never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
Fallout New Vegas has always been one of my favorite Fallout games, so I wanted to talk about each location during the main story and using the quests to show how the developers lovingly crafted the story, and that even without using the quests, the game guides the player to where they should go, with subtle dialogue or notes left on the ground, and how the game creates intrigue for the player. First up on the list of places is Goodsprings, a small town / tutorial for the player, which seems to be in conflict with the Powder Gangers. After being shot in the head by Benny, you awaken in Doc Mitchell's office. Doc Mitchell is the Goodspring town doctor. You were brought to his office by the town robot Victor. Victor found you after you'd been shot in the head at Goodsprings Cemetery.
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Dr. Mitchell then healed you up, sewed up your head, and when you wake up, he takes you over to a Vitomatic Vigor tester to get your special points assigned. Doc Mitchell performs a psychiatric evaluation on you, where he basically says words or phrases and you say what you think or if you agree with the phrase. And then he shows you some funny pictures. But then the game completely nullifies this and lets you tag your own skills and pick your own traits. I always recommend picking skilled because you can immediately take a perk upon leveling up to level 2 that completely nullifies it, but keeps the good part of it. Then Doc Mitchell walks you out of the house, and what I do in between this period is I usually steal all of his books because they sell for money. As soon as you step out of Doc Mitchell's office, you get blinded by God rays from the sun. Oh, and if you have the DLCs, you get tons of pop-ups saying, oh, you've gotten frequency, level cap raised by 5. It gets annoying after a while, but, who cares? If this is your first time ever playing Fallout New Vegas or seeing it, you might be surprised by Victor. Victor is a Securitron designed by Robco, but for some reason they never appear in any other Fallout game besides being modded in, I think, to 4 with the Automaton DLC. While wandering around Goodsprings, you may run into the reloading bench and the workbench. I'm pretty sure both of these weren't used in Fallout 3. Maybe one was. I think the workbench might have been to make like custom weapons. But they have entirely different uses in this game, and they're much better. Upon entering the general store, you see Chet. Chet is the salesman, I guess, of Goodsprings. He's the general store manager, and he is this game's introduction to weapon mods and ammunition types, both of which were absent in 3. And he explains what mods do and what they are and how ammo types work. So it's pretty useful to know. On my way over to the saloon where Doc Mitchell said you could find Sunny Smiles, who is the in-game tutorial character, I stopped by and I don't see Easy Pete, who is usually sitting in his chair. This will have an effect later on for some reason. Inside the saloon, Sunny Smiles immediately bombards you with some questions. And then you ask her, you say, like, Doc Mitchell, he said you could help me. And then you go back, shoots sarsaparilla bottles, pew pew, crouch to aim better. And then she's like, oh, you want to go to the well? I don't actually know why she says that. But she's like, oh, go to the well with me, we'll go do stuff, geckos. And then you're down there, and then she's like, okay, that's one well cleared, but there's still 2 more. If you do that, I'll give you money. And then you do that, you give her money, she gives you money, and then you get to you see a lady down there, and you either save her or let her die by the geckos. But wait, you're not done yet. Sunny Smiles has one more thing for you to do, and you have to go all the way up to the cemetery, and then you come to the schoolyard, pick some flowers or something there, and then you cook them into meth. That's what you cook them into. Weird. Then you go back to the saloon to go say hi to Trudy, the bartender who Sunny Smiles told you to go see when you got back. And you hear an altercation between her and a man named Joe Cobb, who is a powder ganger.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in
I
mind.
save here because
Now, if
I'm
you're
going
not
to
gonna
show
buy
both
something,
sides
get
of
out.
this quest, one of which being way easier than the other one. So, yeah. Actually, no, it's not easy because of something that happens with Easy Pete. I said it would happen, it happened. I'm gonna say exactly what you need to do for the Goodsprings settlers side. Okay, first what you do, you talk to Trudy, you ask about Ringo, she says, oh, he's holed up in the gas station. So you go up to the gas station, you visit him, and he pulls a gun on you, and he's like, what are you doing here? And you're like, oh, nothing. And then he's like, okay. And then he's like, I really could use some help. And he's like, go talk to Sunny Smiles. You go talk to Sunny Smiles. She's like, okay, you need to go get stuff from everyone. And so you go to Trudy, Chet, Easy Pete, Doc Mitchell, and then you go get stuff from them by passing a speech check. And then you go to Sunny Smiles, and she's like, okay, good, you got everyone. Go talk with Ringo. And he's like, okay, let's go. And then Sunny Smiles like, oh no, powder gangers are here. And then you fight, and then you win because you have like 5 people at your side. And then, yeah, you win. The powder gangers will hate you, and the Goodsprings settlers will idolize you. If you want to be a big bad cowboy like the powder gangers, what you need to do is way simpler than the Goodsprings guys. what you do is you gotta talk to Joe Cobb. You say, hey, I want to be bad guy. And he's like, good bad guy, okay? And then he's like, okay. And then he's like, okay, first you gotta go kill Ringo. You go kill Ringo, then you report to Joe Cobb, and you're like, okay, let's do this. It's way easier, except for what happens with Easy Pete for me, because my game's kind of glitched out. And Easy Pete is like 50 miles away, so I just use console commands to go to him and kill him. Because would you want me to walk 50 miles to go kill him? I know I wouldn't. In conclusion, Goodsprings is a very good starter town because it introduces you to all the new game mechanics, and it gives you a couple quests to experiment with, like an obvious bad guy being the Powder Gangers and an obvious good guy being the citizens of Goodsprings. So it helps you early on establish if you want to be a good character, a bad character, and it helps you learn the new mechanics added since 3 came out. And thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, I will be posting more eventually, so please subscribe to stay up to date. I'll see you later. Bye.